Most people don't realize this, but the world you're living in right now wasn't built slowly. It was flipped over and over again by a handful of inventions that rewrote how humans survive, think, and connect. It starts in the 11th century with something that feels ordinary today, but was once revolutionary. This is paper money. Before it existed, wealth was heavy. People carried coins made of gold and silver, and every transaction meant physical effort and carried a lot of risks. Trade was slow and expansion was restricted. Even simple exchanges could become complicated. Then paper money appeared in China, an invention of the Song dynasty, and suddenly value became portable. You could carry what once required bags of metal in a single note. This accelerated trade and markets expanded faster than ever before. Entire economies became more flexible and dynamic. But the real shift wasn't just economic. It changed how humans understood value itself. And once trade became easier, exploration didn't stay behind. By the 12th century, the compass quietly changed the fate of the planet. Before it, sailors relied on stars, memory, and instinct.
Land!
Oceans were unpredictable and dangerous, and getting lost often meant never coming back. But with the compass, direction became reliable. For the first time, humans could move across vast oceans with confidence. This one tool helped unlock new continents, new trade routes, and eventually, global connection. It didn't just guide ships, it reshaped the map of the world. And as humans spread further across the planet, one thing became more important than ever: clarity. In the 13th century, eyeglasses entered the scene. It sounds small and it's almost forgettable until you realize what it unlocked. Before eyeglasses, losing your vision meant losing your ability to read, work, or contribute in many fields. Knowledge had an expiration date tied to your eyesight. Eyeglasses changed that overnight, and scholars could keep reading and craftsmen could keep working. Experience stayed valuable longer.
So Miss Brains, Doctor?
No, that's...
Millions of people didn't just live longer, productive lives, but they also passed on more knowledge.
See, there's a spider that's disguised itself as an ant. And here's an insect. It's taken on the shape of a thorn.
It quietly boosted human progress in ways most people never notice. But while knowledge was growing, conflict was evolving too. Before cannons, castles represented power. Thick stone walls stood as symbols of security, and armies could siege for months and still fail. Then cannons arrived and shattered that illusion. Walls that once stood for centuries could be destroyed in hours, and armies had to change strategies. Power also shifted, and entire political systems were forced to adapt. It wasn't just a new weapon, but the beginning of modern warfare, where technology started to overpower tradition. And while power structures were shifting on the battlefield, something even more disruptive was happening away from it. The 15th century brought the printing press, and this destroyed control. Before it, books were rare, expensive, and controlled by elites. Knowledge was limited to a small group of people who decided what others could learn. Then printing changed everything. Books could be produced faster, cheaper, and in large numbers. Education expanded beyond elites, and ideas spread like wildfire. Movements were born and authority was questioned. Printing press made control of information nearly impossible. And once people started thinking for themselves at scale, society began to transform from the inside out. But progress wasn't just about ideas, it was also about daily life. In the 16th century, early flushable toilets began appearing, and while it might not sound dramatic, the impact was massive. Before proper sanitation, cities were filled with waste, disease spread quickly, and life expectancy suffered.
You can just have a big poo down there, so that is...
The introduction of flushing systems marked the beginning of cleaner living environments. It set the foundation for modern sanitation, which would later save millions of lives. Then came the 17th century, and with it, the telescope.
Come and look.
This invention didn't just let people see farther, but also changed what they believed about reality.
We can't see any women.
When scientists pointed telescopes at the sky, they saw something unexpected. The universe was far bigger, more complex, and less human-centered than anyone imagined.
The edge of the crescent is jagged. All along the dark part, near the shiny crescent.
It sparked a shift from blind acceptance to observation and evidence. Humanity didn't just look up, it started to understand its place in something much larger. And understanding the world wasn't enough anymore. Humans wanted to control it. In the 18th century, the steam engine arrived and ignited a chain reaction. For the first time, machines could produce power independently without relying on humans or animals. And that changed everything. Factories emerged, production scaled, and transportation evolved. Entire cities grew around industry. This was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, and it didn't just improve life, but redefined it. Efficiency became the goal, and the modern world began to take shape. Then came a force that would power nearly everything that followed. In the 19th century, humans understood, harnessed, and industrialized electricity, and suddenly the world didn't have to sleep when the sun went down. Streets could now light up, homes became safer, and machines became more powerful. Communication improved, starting primarily with the electric telegraph, which revolutionized communication by using electrical pulses over wires to send messages instantly over long distances. Electricity became the backbone of modern civilization. Nearly everything you rely on today traces back to this one breakthrough. It turned night into opportunity and powered a new era of innovation. But the biggest leap was still ahead. The 20th century brought computers and the internet, and this is where the pace of change exploded. Computers transformed how problems were solved. Tasks that once took days could be done in seconds. Then the internet connected those machines and, more importantly, connected people. Information became instantly accessible and communication became global. The world didn't just become faster, it became smaller. Distance started to lose meaning, and since then human life shifted into a digital space. And now we've reached the point where machines are no longer just tools.
The robot uses a system of cameras to...
The 21st century is being defined by artificial intelligence. Unlike previous inventions, AI doesn't just extend human ability, but begins to replicate aspects of human thinking. It can analyze, predict, create, and even learn. Tasks that once required years of training can now be automated. Industries are shifting again and jobs are evolving. And for the first time, humans are facing a question that feels different from all the others. What happens when the tools we create start to think alongside us?